Whenever Marcus Mittler walks through the halls of ebm-papst, he is looking for potential improvements. His mission? Maximum energy efficiency and sustainability. The task the Mulfingen-based group has set itself. The world market leader produces fans and motors, and Marcus Mittler, as technical factory manager and environmental officer, is responsible for pollution control and energy efficiency. He has carte blanche when it comes to modifications and gets backing from the top management. ebm-papst means business. To me, it's very important that management fully supports me. It's vital for the realization of projects, as full potentials for energy efficiency can only be tapped if everybody backs these projects. Let's take a look back. In 2008, a new factory was set up in Mulfingen-Hollenbach. For the first time, Marcus Mittler has realized a solution that covers the entire heat requirement of production and warehouses using existing loads. Heating fully relies on the exhaust heat from production. Thus, ebm-papst reduces energy costs for heating, ventilation, and refrigeration by 91%, saving 90,000 euros per year. That makes the company in Mulfingen a pioneer in the field and sets an example for other companies. We're in a rural area, and it's a matter of course for us to protect the environment and conserve nature. This is why we planned the building so that we consume as little energy as possible. This pays off for us in the long run, of course, but it also is part of corporate philosophy at ebm-papst. By now, other companies have contacted Marcus Mittler, asking for advice on their planning and building projects. In 2009, ebm-papst even received the Dana and Deutsche Messe AG Energy Efficiency Award. Energy efficiency and sustainable production are a matter of course for the company in Mulfingen. The 60 million fans they produce each year help to save a total of around 20 terawatt-hours in energy worldwide, the equivalent of 3 power plants. However, this is not the only area where ebm-papst is breaking new ground. Marcus Mittler with a supplier. He checks the result of a new invention, a fan module consisting of 50% renewable raw materials. By the looks of it, it is identical to its predecessor and has identical characteristics. That it consists by 1/2 of wood is not discernible. Again, ebm-papst has remained true to its green tech strategy. In the process of generating a product, we make sure straight from the start that we only use materials with a reduced energy usage in production. Furthermore, our products themselves are energy saving. This pays off for both the customer and for ourselves. And thirdly, we do all we can to make sure our products are manufactured in an energy saving way. Marcus Mittler takes his mission one step further. He wants his work to be checked by an external specialist. Therefore, he has called Jörg Durpucher, an independent expert from the German environmental aid, Deutsche Umwelthilfe. He wants him to inspect the company. This is quite challenging for Marcus Mittler, as Durpucher is known for not mincing his words. Calling in the Deutsche Umwelthilfe may turn out to be a big personal risk, as the measures I have taken may get a negative assessment. Most of it is going to be presented in front of our trainees, and we will just have to wait and see about the personal feedback we get. Marcus Mittler wants to be sure. After a workshop on environmental and climate protection, the tour of the factory is scheduled. First of all, the factory manager introduces the ebm-papst Energy Scouts. The 4 trainees in their blue polo shirts have infrared cameras, measuring equipment, and all necessary instructions. They are entitled to look for sources of unnecessary consumption, even at home and at their friends' homes. Energy efficiency and sustainability are part of the training programs of ebm-papst. The trainees are, after all, the specialists and managers of tomorrow. The external environmentalist is very impressed. He knows sustainability and environmental protection need an early start. Marcus Mittler earned his first brownie points. The Energy Scouts show Durpucher what they have learned so far. They demonstrate what they are looking for with their infrared cameras during their tours through the production halls. For example, inefficient electric motors. High heat levels mean a waste of energy, so they recommend replacing the motor. Markus Mettler will see to that. We see with the electric engine, which is a heat source, that it's difficult to transfer the electricity. It is converted into heat and not into operating power. In the surface refinement department, Markus Mettler presents the powder coating plant. Every day, between 8,000 and 10,000 fan parts are coated here. The draft of air generated in the rear part of the coating chamber retrieves any excess powder. Thanks to an effective retrieval and expurgatorial process, 95% of the retrieved powder can be used again. Thus, the amount of powder used is reduced by 30%. These plants are among the most ecological powder coating plants in Germany. During his tour of the factory, Jörg Durpucher also learns that there is a company car directive targeting CO2 emissions. The CEO has set an example by switching to an eco-friendly car. On top of that, the canteen exclusively offers regionally grown fruit, saying goodbye to apples from overseas orchards. The environmental expert is thrilled and almost lost for words. What impressed me most was that ebm-papst has brought environmental strategy and communication on environmental issues to all company levels, and even uses trainees as energy scouts. People see how the idea of environmental care works and can implement it in their private lives. This breathes life into the concept of environmental care. Markus Mettler has not disgraced himself in front of his trainees. On the contrary, the Deutsche Umwelthilfe expert has top-rated ebm-papst.